Welcome! Today we're talking about this lovely 2023 Chevy Bolt that we have for sale. This one only has 758 miles, and you might be wondering, how did we get such a low mileage Bolt? Well, actually, we purchased it from the owner. He bought it for a business. It turned out he didn't need it for the business, or didn't suit his purposes for the business, so he sold it to us. Used cars are big business, so we actually spend a lot of money on advertising, like on Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, just letting people know, hey, we would like to buy your pre-owned vehicle. We would like to buy your car. And this is one of the fruits of those efforts. They saw the advertising and they asked us if they wanted us to buy the Bolt, and we gave them a winning bid. And luckily we acquired this for our inventory. So yeah, 2023, 758 miles. Pretty much in near new condition. It wouldn't take me that long to buy a brand new Bolt and get it up to 758 miles. We actually have two Bolts in stock. We also have a 22 model, very similar with low miles. We also have a Volt, which is a plug-in hybrid that came before the Volt. So we have a Volt and two Bolts currently in stock at the time of making this video. And sadly, 2023 will look like it'll be the last year for the Bolt. I think Chevy is going to probably replace it with something else in a couple of years, but that's going to leave a big gap in the EV market and in GM's product line, because the Bolt is one of the most affordable EVs out there. So yeah, I don't know what Chevy's going to do in the meantime. And so, I mean, I guess if you're not having much luck finding a brand new Bolt, this low mileage example might be a great one to consider. And in 2022, the Bolt got one of its first, refreshes. So the outside and inside was heavily revised. All right, so this one is very nicely equipped with features. A nice perforated leather interior. We have heated front seats, heated steering wheels, automatic climate control, a nice black piano finish. We have a wireless charging pad, lane keep assist, blind spot warning. We have a huge screen right here. And it's powered by Google, so it's very user-friendly, very intuitive to use, and it's also compatible with Apple and Android devices. Obviously, should be Android compatible, running Google software. So yeah, it's a very nice vehicle to drive. Lots of power. It's not easy. It's very easy to chirp the front wheels when stepping on the throttle. This thing is a great vehicle to maneuver and park in a city and urban environment. Due to its small size, it's easy to park and shoot through traffic and stuff like that. A lot of fun to drive, and it's very, very smooth. The thing with EVs is that you don't feel the transmission shifting, you don't feel the vibration of an engine running, so it's a completely, almost different driving experience going from a gas car to an EV. And sometimes it's hard to go back. You get spoiled by how smooth and quiet and the effortless linear power you get with electric vehicles. We have a great parking camera as well. You can see we have an overhead camera, backup camera, and looks like you can pick and choose different viewpoints depending on your parking situation. We also have a Bose sound system for those who like music. We have a lot of great promotions going on right now. Complimentary delivery to Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. So we can put this in our car hauler. We can tow it to you. So for our mobile delivery service, this lovely 2023 Bolt can be all yours without leaving your neighborhood and driveway. So what's the range of the Bolt? Well, range is on EVs can vary by the type of driving you're doing. EVs have a tendency to be more efficient in the around the town driving versus on the highway driving like gas cars. But luckily for most of us do around the town driving. So if you're going 80 miles an hour on the highway, it's going to go through range a lot faster than driving around town at 20 or 30 miles an hour. So that can affect your range. How hot or cold it is can affect your range. Batteries tend to lose efficiency at very cold temperatures. Luckily in the Pacific Northwest it doesn't get too cold, but yeah, if it gets down to 0 or 10 degrees or 20 degrees, you can see a big dip in the efficiency and range of your EV. That's why it's always a good idea to keep your EV plugged in. A lot of times, I don't know if that's the case for the Bolt, but it is for the Teslas, is that usually you can, if you leave them plugged in, it'll keep the battery warm enough so when you do start driving, the battery won't be completely cold and it'll operate a lot more efficiently. And most people are going to plug these in when you go home. Your house is pretty much like the gas station. It's like an electric toothbrush. You set up a 220 charger at your house, you'll get a full charge very easily overnight. I have a Tesla Model 3. which has about similar range as a standard Range Plus, which has similar range to this Bolt, about 240, 250 miles. I have 220 charging set up, and I can get full charge fairly quickly. It adds about 30 miles of range per hour with 220 charging. You can also charge it off a 110 outlet, not quite as efficient. You'll probably get maybe 3 to 4 miles per hour of charge that way, which is okay for stopgap. It's okay for occasional charging situations, but it's not that hard to get a 220 plug installed in your house. It's basically like the same plug that your dryer uses, and then you'll have a very fast EV charging. Lots of space, a configurable cargo area, as you can see. You can fold down the seats. One fantastic little EV product, affordable, low miles, and I guess the biggest news is that GM is partnering up with Tesla. So I don't know if this is 100%, but it looks like that people that currently own electric GM products like this Bolt will have future access to Tesla's charging network, and that's really the ace in the hole. That's why I think we see GM and Ford making this deal, because they realize that one of the biggest roadblocks for people buying EVs is having reliable fast charging not at home. Obviously, for daily driving and commuting, it's fine when you can charge at home. But if you want to go on a road trip, you want to drive any long distance, and you have to find charging, that's when we see the advantages of Tesla's amazing supercharging network. And it looks like it's not guaranteed for current used vehicles like this, but I think part of the deal is that Tesla's going to open up charging to pretty much every electric GM product. They're even going to make a special adapter so you can take one of these that has a different charging adapter, and it will be able to work with the Tesla superchargers. So that's pretty exciting news that recently came up not too long ago. Well, there you have it. One awesome 2023 Bolt. Thanks for taking the time today to watch this video. Hopefully see you soon, and have a wonderful day.